What is up, guys? It's Swammer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. This time I'm going to be going back to a team I used last season, which is Abomasnow, Slowbro, and Gyarados. This team has gotten better as more XL candy has become available, mostly just because you can power up that Abomasnow more, and with Slowpoke coming back at New Year's, it was possible to get a decent amount of XL candy then if you were able to grind. I didn't get very much. I only got like 25 or something. So I just took the existing Slowpoke I had and I could power it up one more time. It's not like these are super XL. My Abomasnow is a lucky 98 that I've got, so it's not optimized for Ultra League, but this is still a pretty good team. Ultra League is super expensive to power things up for. I was trying out some different Pokemon. I powered up like 3 new Pokemon and spent 500,000 dust, so it's pretty restrictive in terms of being able to try new things because it's just really expensive to do that. But let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Because I was trying some new things, I did drop down to sort of low 2900s, 2930 or something like that. Um, but hopefully we can have a couple good sets with a team that I'm a little more familiar with, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so Abomasnow into Dragonite. This is the dream, obviously. This is a great lead. And they come into Snorlax, and I think I make a mistake here. So I go for the Energy Ball, which would be nice chip damage. I think getting the Weather Ball would be better, though. And then I swap out here. And the problem is that now my swap-in has to absorb all of Snorlax's energy, and it's just a lot of damage. Shadow Snorlax does a ton of damage with Body Slam, and it means I'm going to lose alignment of my Abomasnow to this Dragonite, which would be really nice to keep. The Aqua Tail just isn't threatening enough, and because this Snorlax still has quite a bit of health, they're going to be able to threaten a superpower here. I think it's just a Body Slam, but they threaten it nonetheless, and because they can threaten that, they get the shield back, so I don't even get a shield advantage, and now I don't have my Abomasnow lined up against that Dragonite. Got a Toxicroak in the back, so I'm going to go for a Weather Ball here. I'm really hoping to get a shield, but likely they're not going to shield. They don't shield. I go ahead and swap. They swap out their Toxicroak, obviously. But you guys can see that if I'd had the proper alignment there, if I'd just maintained switch advantage, this game would be completely over. I am going to shield up the Dragon Claw, and then I over-tap that Ice Beam. I thought I could sneak in one more Confusion, but I can't, which is very unfortunate. I'm going to farm that down. Probably they just wouldn't have shielded, to be honest, and then they would have farmed me down. And you know what, no, they couldn't have farmed me down. So yeah, it was just not great play on my part. I needed to throw that Ice Beam earlier, and I needed to win switch. I needed to chip that Snorlax with a Weather Ball, and then swap into my Gyarados, but yeah. Live and learn. So we've got Machamp on the lead here. Got to swap into my Gyarados, and they come into Venusaur. They're a little bit slow on the swap, but not too much. So I'm going to go for this Crunch. And because they were just a little slow on the swap, and they didn't shield, I think there's a chance that I can flip this match here. So I'm going to go ahead and shield up a Frenzy Plant. If I can flip the match, that would be really big for me. I'm going to build up to the Crunch here, go for the Aqua Tail. This is going to put a lot of shield pressure on them. And we do get a shield that's very good for us. It was also a CMP tie, so I'm going to go ahead and shield up this next Frenzy Plant. And I know I can at least win the race to an Aqua Tail, but I think I can actually farm down, and I am able to farm down just as they're getting the energy that they need. It's an Abomasnow in the back. So winning switch there is definitely going to be nice because I'm going to be able to line up my Abomasnow against their Abomasnow and my Slowbro against the Machamp. And they are actually going to throw their energy to take me out. Totally fine with me. I was not throwing the Aqua Tail and building up to that Crunch to basically prompt them to try and throw the energy because I didn't want them to farm me all the way down. Weather Ball coming through onto our Abomasnow. It does a decent chunk of damage. We're going to go for our own Weather Ball here, and we've got a bit of a health advantage, so we should be able to make this work. And then they swap into their Machamp. This is basically game over here. I can just Confusion down the Machamp. Rock Slide hurts, but it only does about 30% or something like that. So even if they get to another Rock Slide, it's not going to KO. We're probably going to see exactly how much it will do there. So yeah, so 2 Rock Slides. You can see Slowbro survives fairly comfortably and can still Confusion down. And then my opponent decides to leave the match there. So getting a Confusion user on a fighter like that, it's really, really strong. It can give you a huge energy advantage. And if it's a bulky fighter like Slowbro, or if it resists Machamp's moves like Gallate does, it puts you in a really nice spot. Alright, getting into the next matchup, we have Forever Donut here. I know I've definitely battled them before. We have Abomasnow into Honchkrow. This is quite favorable for us because we do outpace this Honchkrow. So we're just going to go straight for a Weather Ball, see what they want to do. I did let a Snarl through, which isn't great, but not a big deal here. And we're actually going to go for another Weather Ball here. They are building up to back-to-back Sky attacks, but this is going to force them into a pretty tough decision, so they do burn both shields. And then I know that I outpace them, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and double shield myself. So I'm going to shield up the Sky attack, going to shield up this next one. Arguably, I could have let the Abomasnow go and come in with Gyarados and taken a 2-shield advantage. But they actually try and catch a Weather Ball on a Swampert, which is a pretty bold play. I am able to hold back and go for the Energy Ball and one-shot the Swampert. That puts me in a great position. And my opponent does decide to surrender the match there. So, good game. I think likely they were obviously double weak to Abomasnow because they had Honchkrow and Swampert, but their third Pokemon must have also been quite weak to Abomasnow. Otherwise, I can't imagine that they would have stayed in that matchup. Alright, next battle here, Abomasnow into Machamp. Alright, so this is not a good matchup. Got to go into Gyarados, and in comes a Lapras. So this is, it's okay. If it has Ice Beam, it's not very good for us at all. But if it only has Skull Bash, and we correctly shield a Skull Bash, then this isn't a terrible matchup. So we can get off a Crunch, and then we're going to have to shield up this move if we want to win Switch. It is an Ice Beam, so that's really not very good for us, to be honest. Going to go for a Crunch here. The Crunch does go through, and unfortunately, because they have Ice Beam, they're going to be able to take us out. This is going to be another Ice Beam, and so we lose Shield advantage and Switch advantage, which is really not good for us, but we're going to come in with Abomasnow now and farm this all the way down. I'm okay tanking an Ice Beam on Abomasnow because I know that that just is less farm for Machamp, because that Machamp is definitely going to come in and farm me down otherwise. And we're just going to be able to farm this down. We basically got 100 energy as a perfect farm down, and they actually come in with Snorlax, recognizing that all this energy would be really dangerous for Machamp. So that's pretty good for us, because this energy is going to start to hurt the Snorlax too, to be honest. It is a Shadow Snorlax as well, so that's really going to start to add up. We're going to go for an Energy Ball. They actually swap on the charge move, but this is going to force them to shield. They do shield up the Energy Ball, and I have a Slowbro in the back now, so I got shield advantage back, and this is going to be a nice farm down for this Slowbro. We are able to tank the Rock Slide just fine. Bit of a mistake there. I should have actually shielded that Rock Slide, recognizing that it would do more than the Body Slam from Snorlax. But totally fine. We're going to go for the Psychic, which is going to get them quite low, and then it's going to be Lick versus Confusion, and Confusion is just going to do enough damage. The Lick damage from a Shadow Snorlax does add up very quickly, but Confusion is very strong as well. So, able to win that despite losing Switch and Shield against that Lapras. Slowbro just had a ton of play in the back, and getting all that energy loaded onto Abomasnow was really, really dangerous. I think that they honestly would have been better off to come into Machamp anyways, even though they had such an energy disadvantage. So Abomasnow Mirror here, this is, honestly, this is where I want to see it. Abomasnow is sort of a core breaker for this team. They go for a Weather Ball here. We're going to go for a Weather Ball ourselves, building up a little bit extra there in case they wanted to swap out. We connect with the Weather Ball. We're going to go for another Weather Ball right away. This should be CMP tie. They do go ahead and shield that, and I'm going to swap into my Slowbro. And then I meant to swap into my Gyarados. I misclicked, and they must have also misclicked because there's no way that you bring a Toxicroak into a Slowbro. So able to take them out, which is nice. Able to farm them down at that, for that matter. And then Togekiss is coming in. This Ice Beam is going to hurt. They definitely meant to come into Togekiss against Slowbro. Not that Togekiss has a great matchup against Slowbro, but definitely better than Toxicroak. And getting that last shield is going to be nice. I need to shield this up because I really need to get the Weather Ball damage off on Abomasnow. Obviously, Gyarados' Dragon Breaths are double resisted, and the Aqua Tail just doesn't do a ton of damage, so I need to get that damage off from the Abomasnow there. We can come in now with our Gyarados, and going to shield up the Weather Ball here. And I don't know where they got all this energy, but they're actually going to be able to throw an Energy Ball here. That was way, way more energy than I thought they had. So I must have miscounted earlier at some point, but able to get to this Aqua Tail and take them out, and that's going to be a good game. So pretty good set there. Able to go 4-1. That was a kind of a weird last match because like I said, didn't really mean to go into Slowbro there, but the opponent going into Toxicroak was definitely strange. Definitely, I think, a misclick on their part. But, you know, that happens, and sometimes you win a game because your opponent misclicks. So, alright. So up to 2972 rating there. Gonna get into another set here, and we'll just have to see how this goes. We've got Abomasnow on the lead going into, gotta find an opponent first. Alright, hopefully we'll get an opponent pretty soon. Here we go, alright. We have Abomasnow now. Abomasnow into Gallate. So this is okay for us. The way I like to play this is to throw 6 Powder Snows and then go for a Weather Ball. They're at the Leaf Blade now, so I can throw 2 more Powder Snows, and then I try and catch a close combat on the Gyarados. Unfortunately, they do not throw it right away, so I am just going to be catching a Leaf Blade, which is not great. But they actually come into Empoleon, and we're going to be able to go for a crunch here. We do have enough health. This Empoleon is going to have to throw a charge move at us. And what we're actually going to do here is, because we're quite close to that crunch, I'm going to shield up and try and get a shield from my opponent. But my opponent actually really smartly lets this go. So we do connect with the crunch and farm down, but I really wanted the shield rather than switch advantage here, because now I'm just going to get farmed down by Gallade, and they're going to have 2 shields and energy to really threaten here. We're going to go for 2 Powder Snows and then swap into our Slowbro. Unfortunately, they were baiting. I was almost sure they were going to go for the close combat because I was already down a shield, so I'd have to go down 2 shields to none. So really tough read on my side. They actually get to the Skull Bash earlier than I thought as well. So Pretty bad play at this point on my side. Catching a Leaf Blade on Slowbro is not what you want to do, and then I should have shielded the Skull Bash, or at least thrown the Psychic beforehand, because I did have the energy. Shield up the Surf, I did get the Weather Ball bait there, but honestly, this game's pretty much over. I'm going to go for an Energy Ball here, hoping to get, basically sneak it through without them shielding, but my opponent does not fall for that. This Surf probably isn't quite going to take me out, but there's no way that I can win this. They do swap into their Gallade here, so I'm just going to throw the Weather Ball to take out the Gallade, but now this Lapras is going to come in and take me out, no problem. Honestly, that was probably a mistake on my opponent's side, because it gave me potentially a win con. If, for whatever reason, I had been able to farm down that Gallade, I don't think I would have been able to, but if I had and I got the Energy Ball, they removed their Skull Bash buff, and the Energy Ball at that point probably would have KO'd the Lapras. So I think that the swap there was unnecessary on my opponent's side, and may have given me an opportunity to win if I had recognized it faster. But still very well played on their side. And really recognizing that they could let the Empoleon go down and come in with Gallade, and the energy on Gallade would be more useful. That was a really great play. Alright. Now we've got Abomasnow into Dragonite. This is exactly what we want to see. They swap in a Typhlosion. So we're going to have to go into our Slowbro, and this was a big mistake, actually. I should have gone into Gyarados. Slowbro is a decent Typhlosion counter, but Typhlosion outpaces it. So I knew that basically my win at that point was to call a bait from the Typhlosion, and I didn't. They went straight for the Solar Beam and took me out, and now I'm in a pretty tough spot. I really needed to go into Gyarados, because Gyarados outpaces the Typhlosion plainly to Aqua Tail, and Aqua Tail does super effective damage, so that was definitely the play. I do have Dragonite onto Gyarados here. They've got another Fire type in the back, an Arcanine, so that's definitely an interesting pick. I've kind of wanted to try an Arcanine for a little while, but these Weather Balls are not going to deal very much damage at all. So just spamming it as much as we can, and definitely not going to shield our Abomasnow here. It's pretty much useless, because one Flamethrower is going to take it out. Now we're going to come into Gyarados and look to farm down, and I make a mistake here. I decide to throw my energy, and I lose CMP. I thought I would win CMP. I tried to throw it in the middle of their Snarl, so I'm undercharging this, hoping that I don't KO, but they actually shield, which is amazing for me, because I can farm down and get to another Aqua Tail, which is going to be enough to take out the Dragonite. And then that Arcanine is so low that one Dragon Breath is going to take it out, and I'm actually able to win that match. So I think if my opponent had let the Arcanine go down there, they would have won. They would have been able to get to a Dragon Claw on the Dragonite and take me out. But fortunately for me, they decided to shield. That gave me a win con, and yeah, that was enough to flip the matchup there. So Empoleon on the lead. This is pretty tough for us. They come into Granbull. So Granbull is a bit of an interesting Pokemon. What I'm going to look to do is throw some Weather Ball spam here. This is a Snarl Granbull, so they're almost certainly going to close combat. They're going to close combat, and then I'm going to look to swap into Slowbro here, and hopefully catch close combat onto the Slowbro. We did successfully catch close combat. That's quite good. Their defense has been lowered 4 stages, so we can farm down with Confusion. They are going to get to a Crunch, so we're going to go ahead and shield the Crunch to maintain some health on the Slowbro. And then Empoleon is going to come back in. And Empoleon into Slowbro is pretty neutral, to be honest. Empoleon does win, but I do have a significant energy advantage, though they have a significant health advantage. I'm going to be able to get to this second Psychic. I'm getting the energy now. I don't think this Drill Peck will KO. The Drill Peck barely doesn't KO. I make sure that I undertap that. That's very critical there to undertap. If I'd thrown another Confusion, I would not have got off this charge move. And that gets the Empoleon quite low. And then at this point, my safe play is to come in with the Gyarados, because the Drill Peck would deal a lot of damage to Abomasnow, and I can farm this down a little bit faster with Dragon Breath than I can with Powder Snow. And they've got another Charmer in the back, so I can swap into my Abomasnow here. I've got a ton of loaded energy on my Abomasnow, and this is really going to start to add up on that table. We do get a shield, recognizing that I had the energy for the Energy Ball. My opponent does respect that damage. Going to go for the Energy Ball now, and that does quite a lot of damage. We just need to get to this Weather Ball. We're going to be able to make it, and this is going to be more than enough to KO. So if you can, against a Clefable, you want an Energy Ball and a Weather Ball, because it's less energy than 3 Weather Balls. 2 Weather Balls is not going to be enough to KO. And we're just able to get to a Weather Ball before this Empoleon, before we get Waterfall down. So that's going to be a good game. So really close matchup there, catching the close combat on the Slowbro, and being able to farm down on that very debuffed Granbull was huge. So pretty nice to be able to do that. So Machamp on the lead. We got to swap into Gyarados right away, and they're actually staying in here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw an Aqua Tail. We do CMP tie, so I got to respect the Rock Slide here. I shield up the Rock Slide correctly, and the Aqua Tail is going to deal some nice damage if it connects. But they swap out, and unfortunately that means I can't see how much damage it dealt, so I don't know how much health that Machamp has, which puts me in a bit of a tricky spot. I'm going to go for the Aqua Tail spam on this Snorlax. They're going to get to a Body Slam here. Arguably, I should have gone for Crunch, since I'm only going to get off one move, and Crunch does more damage. I was hoping that I might be able to get to a second Aqua Tail, but I can't. This seems just a tad too early to be Superpower, so I decide to let it go. It is just a Body Slam. Unfortunately, we CMP tied, so I'm going to undercharge this and look to get a little bit of a head start on energy. And we get a couple Powder Snows in. Arguably, I could have undercharged it a little more. They come in with Machamp, but it's very low, and it's a Swampert in the back. So this is going to be pretty tricky for us. I'm going to no shield here. It is an Earthquake, which is quite unfortunate. We're going to go for Psychic, but this is not looking great for us. I needed to shield up that Earthquake, and they're going to throw a Hydro Cannon here to take me out. But I'm looking at this, and I think that my win con is to throw a Weather Ball right away at this Swampert, hope to get a shield. If I don't get a shield, I can farm down the Machamp. They don't shield, and this Machamp is low enough that I can Powder Snow down before they're able to take us out, and that's going to be a good game. So, recognizing how low their Machamp was and that my Abomasnow could Powder Snow down was definitely the key there, because it meant that I could throw that Weather Ball into Swampert right away, really force them to make a decision around shielding or letting it go. And we were able to take that much. So Venusaur on the lead, that's quite good for us. They come in with Mr. Rhyme, so definitely a spicy pick. And I go for the bait here, expecting them to shield, but they call my bait. So that's not great. I'm going to go into Slowbro because it's resisting, I think, everything that Mr. Rhyme can have. And they do throw an Icy Wind. So this is going to be a bit of a drawn-out match, given that they've got Icy Wind, and we're resisting everything that we're throwing at each other. They throw the Psychic here, and so I'm going to throw my own Psychic. This is going to force them to shield, or it's likely going to take them out. They do shield, so we really just want to maintain switch here, and we get to the Psychic here. They get to it at their charge move at the same time. I am going to go ahead and shield to try and maintain switch here. We are going to connect on the Psychic, but I'm not sure that this is going to be, this is not a good situation for us. This Excadrill can get a ton of farm, and the Rock Slide is very threatening to both Pokemon. So what I'm going to do is come in with Gyarados and eat one Rock Slide. I know that I can eat one Rock Slide and get to an Aqua Tail. So we get to the Aqua Tail here. This is definitely going to get the shield. Either that or it's probably going to take out the Excadrill. To be honest, Excadrill is so squishy. And they're farming up a lot of energy. They have so much energy now, so we're going to have to let this go. And then basically I need to get to this energy ball to take them out. And we actually CMP tie. So really good counting by my opponent there. I'm going to be forced to shield this. And honestly, what I needed to do here was undercharge this a little bit to potentially get a head start on energy, because this Venusaur just needs to get to a Sludge Bomb now. So I took enough damage from that Mr. Rime that I can't survive a Sludge Bomb, which makes this matchup quite favorable for Venusaur because a Weather Ball does not KO. So this is going to take us out. And definitely just well played by my opponent. I needed to get into my Slowbro right away on that Mr. Rime. That would have been enough to flip the match in my favor. Or I needed to, I don't know, undercharge that energy ball. Potentially even just go for the Weather Ball against the Excadrill. I don't know how much Weather Ball does, but maybe it would have been enough. But able to go 3 and 2 in that set anyways, and climb up to 2994. So getting back to pretty close to 3,000 there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.